Welcome, brothers. Welcome, sisters, or brothers and sisters in the diaspora, people in Mongfan, the Korea, Munich, anywhere else you are in Grenada, and the CARICOM nationals. Welcome to our program On Target. The number to call is 4420175. Pick up your telephone and punch. No preamble. We don't believe in much rules. We just believe that we must respect one another. We must express our views in a democracy. The only reason we're not able to take sign language. It doesn't matter how well you understand the English. Once you're able to communicate, you are welcome. We're on RealFM 91.9, 91.5. We're on YouTube and Facebook. We Noise FM in Brooklyn, New York, 94.9. Pick up the telephone and give us a call. We never have a subject matter. We speak on any issue. By now you should know that Assad fall in Syria. Syrian government fall. There seems to be a tumbling effect. Some people believe that the manner in which the Israelis deal with Hezbollah and Hamas has caused the other groups against Assad to believe there is an opportunity. They took it, and Assad has gone to Russia after 50 odd years. His father ruled for a period of time. He ruled for 24 years, and now he's in exile in Russia. Let's see what's unfold in Syria. Hope that they decide to sign a peace treaty with Israel and live better. It is better when you live in peace. You see, a lot of the Muslims believe that the Israelis must die. In fact, the Quran, it is written in the Quran that agreement is disallowed between the Jews and Christians. They call them the infidels. These people have a long history of hate, battering one another for thousands of years. And many of us jump in it. The communists and the Marxists, Leninists don't like religion, so they're against the Jews. And then the Muslims tend to support it. But we could live in peace. We could welcome diversity, and we could be tolerant, and people could practice their religion and live in peace. And we here in Grenada now, in the next 8-9 days, the NNP would have the convention. A new leader will evolve from NNP. That is a significant period for a political party who have been there for 40 years. And I've had a very successful political leader, and the party was able to live in unity. Dr. Mitchell has printed his stamp on NNP, because he remained for over 30 years as a leader of the party. He has been very successful. He has been very tolerant, very inclusive, very all-encompassing. He is the most democratic leader that ever passed in Grenada. You could say what you want about it. Only 2 political leaders in Grenada history that call election early when they had internal challenges. They say, let me go back to the polls and get a fresh mandate. Eric Matthew Gary and Dr. Keith Mitchell, the only 2 political leaders. I see them as the most democratic leaders in Grenada. Yes, caller, welcome.
Yes, Mr. Pierre, good day. Good day, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, go right ahead.
Yeah. See, and the internet that Trump name a cabinet and them they put up all the here, but not even one black person. After all these black people in America, after over 50 something million black people in America, not even one black person make up his cabinet team. I find that kind of strange. Yeah, I'm back in the gray area. I saw there tape is a video or whatever with somebody trying to destabilize an MP. Well, they say the voice sound like KB or whatever. But at this point, KB have helped the growth of that station. Help KB, he contribute to the growth of that station because I start to listen to RealFM too. But I disappointed him, man. I didn't expect. But the person only called that. Maybe that also happened to know to see how people stand because I didn't know he was walking around. I didn't see money. I missed him on the program, the Sunday program. They just put him, but I didn't know the reason why. But now I could say, well, I understand the reason why that happened. But I disappointed him. I didn't say because Peter means well. I didn't say Peter David means well, and he could just ruin the man's chances of getting the leader. Because with that part circle thing. I ain't comfortable with that. He should know better than that, man. He shouldn't be trying to ruin the man's chances, man. Take him.
Yes, scholar. Sometimes you wonder when people decide to do things, they always have to understand what is the political impact. Sometimes you are destroying the very people you're planning to help. Yes, scholar, welcome. Yes, caller, welcome. We lost that caller. One expects some bruises, some frictions, some fallouts, and some hairline cracks in NNP over the next couple of days. Yes, caller, welcome.
Yes, good afternoon to you once again.
Yes, my brother.
And how are you today?
Great, man.
Have a good day. Well, I never knew you used to be, you are in the honey business. I used to be in the honey business too, but I gave up a few years ago.
No, right now I'm just a hobbyist. Would love to expand, but one of the challenges in this business is to get workers.
Yeah. Well,
I would have liked to bring down 2 workers from away.
Yeah.
I'm exploring that possibility. If you're going to get 2 workers from another country to come and work with you here, you could.
You know where you can get workers in the Pakistan.
Yeah.
They have some specialists there.
Guyana have individuals too, but Guyana, South America, but again because of the language, they might be of South America. It might be difficult to reach them.
Yeah. But that's a technical area.
Well, I believe over the years we have not trained enough people in beekeeping, and we have not motivated those individuals in schools to go in beekeeping.
Yeah.
Because that's an area you could make money quickly.
Yeah, but you see, this little giant, everybody's afraid of it.
The bee stings, and that's what happened.
Well, let me tell before I go to my subject matter, this sting is dangerous, huh? I could tell you because I dealt with it for quite a number of years. If a bee sting you on one part of your body...
Which community you call from?
I call from St. David's.
All right.
Yeah, it can go through and pass on the other side. I saw that. It stung me on one side of my finger, and I pulled the sting out on the other side. It wiggled right out and come to me because it's a little piece of metal-like. And it comes out on the other side and I pull it out that way. Yeah? So that's the reason why you see bee sting could be very fatal if it gets through the bloodstream. So people have to be very careful with bee sting. Yeah? Okay. Now, Mr. Pierre, I'm really concerned about the trend this little country is taking. I've been talking to Mr. Joseph earlier, and he said good morning to you once again. We have some of the brightest people in the Caribbean managing our system. Yeah? We have Prime Minister, we have Governor General, we have Speakers of the House, and all those people at the top level. However, we are in that limbo situation where we seem not to be able to deal with the economy, to position the economy to help our people. And I'm taking for St. David's in particular, right? Because we have all these brilliant people in the parish of St. David's. But look at the state of St. David's. St. David's is still bush. We had the first tongue in Grenada, in St. David's, La Souci, May Green. But look at where we are. We still have these beaches dirty and unsightly and undeveloped in bush. And we're not in a position to put our young men and women to work right in St. David's. And I'm saying, do we really need these people? Why did we have them there? What is the purpose? What is the role? Do they understand that they have a responsibility to develop our people economically? It's all well and good putting people to school and not being able to give them work, give them a job and a good salary. You have to go to the next level of finding a place for them in the society, a job for them. Because remember, they have to buy lands, they have to build houses, they have to send their children to school, they have to have a saving in a bank to ensure that our financial system is in a good state, But I have that concern because we seem not to be going anywhere. And I'm talking specifically St. David's, that parish that has so much economic potential. We seem not to be able to find the right person to lead us. Even though we think we get the right person, the end result is that we're in the same place because they do nothing. And so I want to send us an appeal to our leaders for St. David's. Please, pay attention to the economic development of that parish and its people. Get us up. Have our beaches in a state where we could do business on the street. So we want roads. We want water. We want electricity. We want what you call a change facility, right, on all of these beaches. So we can use these beaches to develop ourselves instead of going and look for work in St. George's or in any other place. Give us the opportunity to develop ourselves right here because we have the potential. We shouldn't be where we are. So I want to send out that appeal through you, Mr. Pierre. Yeah? And I hope they're listening. Thank you, sir.
Yes, scholar, in full agreement with you. I believe in 5 to 10 years, we can change this country significantly. I believe a mentality is our problem. We need a whole mental, different attitude. And it's sad to say, but I believe this government has retarded growth. They're turning the hand of the clock back. They meet a country where new ideas, it was ripe for takeoff for new ideas. They put in emphasis on restorative justice, vindictiveness. They're persecuting individuals instead of encouraging initiative to grow and other ideas. They're turning the hand of the clock back. In 5 to 10 years, I believe we can change significantly. Why? The infrastructure is in place. Electricity, telephone, water, internet. Second to none. Comparable with the best. Better than most. Our school system, the infrastructure in the school system is exceptional. Yes, caller, welcome. We lost that caller. The infrastructure in the school system is exceptional. Our teachers are better paid today than any other time in our history. This government is not putting any emphasis on productivity. What the government is introducing a culture of corruption and dishonesty and killing voluntarism. Yes, caller, welcome.
Senior, good morning. The voice
Yes,
of
man.
one crying out in the wilderness. How are you?
Great, man.
Wonderful. Senior, I as a citizen of Grenada, Carrick, Martinique, I am very much concerned with the news that I heard as it relates to the incoming Trump administration targeted country as Grenada, among other countries, to take deportees and send them to these islands that they has identified. And Grenada is a mark for that. I am very much concerned with that situation that is boiling over the island of Grenada. And I don't think that it is fair for the West to look at Grenada as a dumping site, to dump in the deportees that you does not want, and the country of origin where these people from, they do not want them. I'm very much concerned of the present situation, and as a result of that, I do hope that this present administration would not fall for such a bit, because it will have serious repercussion upon our small islands. We are really struggling here in Grenada. The poor people in Grenada are catching hell. There are no jobs in Grenada presently right now. We do not have health care presently right now. This present administration, I believe that they are cash strapped. While yes, it will be an offer to send the deportees here, knowing the behavior of this present administration, anything for money, they will accept it. But I want to let this present administration know, I do not know your take on it. But me as a proud citizen of Grenada and Carrick and Martinique, I say to you, that's a no-no. Please, let us know what is your take on it, Mr. Prime Minister. Because it's a couple of days well enough that this news is spreading all over. And we yet to hear from you as our Prime Minister. I'm very, very, very much concerned about what I'm hearing, and I do not know what is this present government takes on that. But whether your takes on it is to accept it, I'm not saying that. But that will be a day in Grenada. We'll see the other colors of who Grenadians are. We're not going to take them. The West must realize that this is not your dumping ground. Mr. Trump, you create a problem. Deal with them up there and leave Grenadian out of that. Mr. Deacon Mitchell, you do the right thing. We're not going to accept them. And if the time comes that when we hear that you accept them, we go on the tarmac and lie down there. They can't come. I rest my case, sir.
A very interesting development scenario. And Deacon Mitchell have the track record of lying like when horse trotted. So you don't know what to believe. And even if Deacon come out and say something, you don't know if he lying. Remember, I asked the question, who sent Deacon Mitchell? And I've been asking the question for many, many moons now. Who is the third party that directing our foreign policy? Yes, caller, welcome.
Mr. Pierre, good afternoon.
Yes, good to hear your voice.
How do you do?
Great, man.
I'm listening and I'm observing and I'm gathering and I'm learning. Right now, in Mr. Pierre, when some of us give, some of us black people help and do things for us, we don't have thanks. We don't get no reward back on we kind. Mr. Pierre, for the time I know Kennedy come out in Richmond Hill, he never have a work. Dr. Mitchell come in power. He give Kennedy a work in the
But that is not, Kennedy always work.
Pierre, I don't ask him to help me. Go help me. Let me talk. He give Kennedy a work for 8 years. This is what Kennedy turning back and do to Dr. Mitchell? Huh? 8 years he sit down there. He could buy a boat and he could buy a van because they are there on a pension and he just lambasting him out on Dr. Mitchell. If the Kennedy don't stop his stupidness, me and him go have it out. I'm going on the air every minute for him. You don't want to hear it? I'm going on GBN for him. Later.
Well, yeah, it's not fair to say Kennedy always working. During the NDC area, Kennedy was involved in government estates. And I believe he had done a relatively good job working on government estate with new initiative that he had. And Kennedy always working. Sometimes he worked with government, sometimes he worked otherwise. Kennedy has been involved in the politics in Grenada since he was in school. When he was a cadet, they said they take the cadet gun. So Kennedy has always been involved in politics and gun. At one time we hear they say sell gun to Abu Bakr. Yes, caller, welcome.
Where Kennedy work all the time in government testing?
Well, during the...
In Belmont. Belmont estate is not government estate.
Yeah, but caller.
Oh, after he come out in Belmont, Dr. Mitchell give him work for 8 years.
But caller.
Don't lambaste your mouth for Kennedy because Kennedy is a cruel fella. Don't lambaste your mouth on him. He's a cruel fella. He's not a good fella. And you see what he doing there? Telling me our children. And he going to, what he doing there? Children go, course go take his children. So tell him I say what he doing there? Stop it. Don't say Kennedy work with no government estate. Only Belmont and from Belmont to Granville Market and Dr. Mitchell sit down there for 8 years and Kennedy stayed there for 8 years and only pension. He could buy a boat. He could buy a van. Tell Kennedy I say, good, when you see people do good for you, think about the little good, not the little bad. Not the little bad, Mr. Pierre. And don't help him say stupidness because me and you, I will tie you up.
We always have to prepare to handle the truth. The truth must be handled. As far as I know, Kennedy never unemployed. Kennedy used to be working with Belmont Estate. Kennedy have his animals. In addition to that, during the NDC period, Kennedy was working with government estate. Kennedy is a man that always owning money. At one time, they say Kennedy sell guns to Abu Bakr. This man is an independent man that always working. And he like the politics. When Kennedy don't get people to argue politics, he talking for himself. Yes, caller, welcome.
Hello.
Yes, my brother.
After our father, what are we doing?
Good, man. Good.
Right.
When Kennedy, Chief, when Kennedy don't get people to talk politics, he talking for himself.
I like that one. Poor KB.
He always working.
You enjoyed your feast there yesterday?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Right. I want to make reference to a caller. There was a release came from, let me say on the government letterhead with regards to the offer purportedly made by the incoming president of the United States of America. But, Mr. Pierre, what I can understand, there are agreements with regards to deportation and certain protocols between countries, right? I can understand how Mr. Trump could take on it and say he's going to send non-nationals to different countries. I don't know. I really don't know how to address this one.
You don't see the Trump dance? You never tried the Trump dance?
No. I don't know. Well, initially when I heard that announcement with regards to the sending non-nationals to countries, I tell myself, well, maybe NBC misrepresented. That is the station. But then the government did respond. I saw something on a letterhead saying they had no requests and what have you. And then even some people was wondering whether it's Grenada or Granada, because it was, anyway, for whatever it is, but if we decide to accept those people, I mean, I would like to know how much we're paying ahead, because that would be a lot of money, because the people who have house, they don't have family, they don't have nothing. Anyway, and secondly, what's your views on the cyber security training for 100 young Grenadians, and who would be getting they launched it sometime last week, and these people on completion of the training, they'll be earning between 1 to 2,000 Canadian dollars. What's your views on this one?
Well, you know, this technology area is a difficult challenge for me, I guess, because of the era we're in. So I believe, obviously, we have to have a lot of training in that area.
Well, apparently it's going, there are people from Barbados who have benefited and another Caribbean island. I can't remember which one. They have, you get 6 months training, and then you are guaranteed a job, of course, passing the whatever tests and whatnot, and then your minimum salary would be there are jobs ranging from 1,000 Canadian dollars per month to 2,000 Canadian dollars per month, and you can, and I think you'll be working from home.
Well, that's better than encouraging with young men to go in the army in England and our nurses to go and do nursing.
I think another step in
and
that
fully
direction
support
is
these things.
the program that was started by the NNP, the Empower program, which there is an increase in money for the stipend has been increased, and then the seed grant moved to about, I think, $3,000, I think.
I am very, very interested in putting a lot of emphasis, particularly if we're talking about paperless society. I'm worried that a lot of us, they will take all the money in the bank.
In the bank?
Well, whatever, credit union, whatever.
Well, you know what I told somebody the other day, that when you put your money in the credit union take it and put it in one of the banks.
Yeah.
We have to look seriously at the banks,
Yeah.
Because I think maybe in the next few years we really don't have bank, or we really don't know bank as what bank used to be.
The bank is changing.
Drastically. And then you touch on your pet subject, beekeeping and honey. But do you know if there was a big honey show in St. Lucia, St. Lucia some time ago, and the Vincentian honey producers, they did very, very, very well. I don't know if anybody from Grenada was.
And you know, Grenada was leading. Grenada, Tobago, Jamaica was practically leading. In fact, we were leading in the Caribbean, you know.
Well, yeah, I remember a couple of years ago, I don't think she would mind me calling her name, Miss Jessamy.
Yeah.
She had a honey that did, I think it topped in England, in some show in England.
But even before Jessamy come on the scene, we won a number of things in England.
Yeah,
Sylvan, that Calypsonian, and then Maxi Bola and a number of others.
I used to always say, the reason Trinidad had restriction or debarred our honey from entering Trinidad is because once it entered down there, the Trinidad honey producers would not be able to be profitable with the production of honey.
And we contributed to that here.
Oh, yeah?
We contributed to we getting bad.
Yeah, well, I was happy to hear in a release they talk about farmers program or something like that, and honey production was mentioned top and center. I don't know if you heard that one.
But we don't have enough honey to even make nice about sending honey in Trinidad, you know.
No, I ain't talking about Trinidad. No, they talking about encourage. That's what they're going to do. They will be encouraging people, young farmers to get into the production of honey, and I think they're giving them some also. The young farmers or female in farming.
I don't even wasting time with young people in honey. You know. I just encouraging whoever want to go in honey to expand. My target group to move the honey industry is the police. You know.
Yeah, I always hear talking about
because
that.
You see, the police have the money. You have $10,000, $15,000, you could start in beekeeping, and the police as a association, as an organization, could conduct training and get assistance from other France and United States and etc.
Grants and so on.
And the police could start to teach people about honey.
Well, I think one of the things one of the countries that big in honey is Australia, and they have a lot of chickens in honey. They are building hives now in a manner that the honey drips out and is collected. They don't have to smoke bees and stuff like that. They just containers out there and the honey drip out and then they put them in smaller containers.
United States is one of the biggest consumer, the biggest consumer in everything.
Yeah.
And they themselves pay the beekeepers to bring their honey for pollination, to bring their bees.
Okay.
So we in Grenada, Dominica, the small islands, we're in a unique position to develop that industry. But I always blame the University of the West Indies and our agricultural export. Because bee stings, they don't push me.
Yeah, you're sure. I mean, well, not blame, but I always wonder what our education in the Caribbean does for experimenting and
Nothing.
in agriculture. But anyway, in closing, I would like to say, as a proud Victorian, born Monroe Street, Victoria, St. Mark, proud alumnus of the Presentation Boys College, I was very happy that the two awardees who topped the CCSLC, I think it is, anyway, with the CXC program for 2024, a young lady from St. Mark came out top in the Caribbean, and the young gentleman from PBC top. I'm very proud. I'm related to both of them, old Victorian and old PBC student. Thank you very much, Mr. Pierre.
Victoria was one of the dons in football once, Billy.
Hey?
And Victoria was one of the dons in football once in Grenada.
Let me ask you a question. Why do you think they call me Pele? I'm from Victoria.
Pele Dabo.
Yeah, when I went to Presentation College, very young, very small, I was playing among big men. Well, just for the record, Spaceman Mitchell was my captain. Right? We played together. Did he play with us, boys? No, I think he went back to SAS. Padam, yeah. Padam went back to SAS. Then we had Dennis Daniel. Dennis Daniel also played. We played together on the Presentation College team with people like Hugh Dolan, Bridgman, Joe John, from some part in St. Andrew too. Yeah, all of us played together. But then going back, Hurricane had always been a stalwart. I think it's the second oldest club in Grenada after Hanved. It came up in 1958 or 59. I remember Father Boren was instrumental. Remember Father Boren?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was instrumental in the formation of the club. And I remember at 3 to 4 years old, he addressed us at Augustine Charles, stalwart in the party. He addressed us at the Victoria RC School saying that Hurricane will be playing the first match, and he tells us why they were named Hurricane, and they will be playing in a with a yellow V. I can never think that. And Hurricane has been dominant in football for the longest while, all the time, and then like most of the teams in the countryside, you don't see a proper representation of the quality of footballers from teams in the countryside on the Grenada national team. It hardly happened, and nowadays it was. I don't know if them fellas not really training or what, but to have a Hurricane team, to have a national team name with no member from Hurricane, it's something else. Guam also, St. John's Sports. St. John's Sport was a big team in football. You talk about men like Bowser. You ever heard about Bowser?
Yes, man.
Not Bowser in Victoria. He got his name from... Wilson in Victoria got it from Bowser from Guam. Bowser and Ligaroo. And, of course, the General Diamakes. Yeah, footballers. Anyhow.
Yes, my brother.
Not too much at a time.
Yes.
Have a good one.
And I'm a man who believes that when you come from the community, you must walk around with your history. Your language, your expression must reflect your history.
Yeah, Mr. Pierre, you're teasing me again. just before I go. Because you have me there. You hit me on a soft spot. Because every time I'm in town and around Carnival, and I hear people talking about Veku.
Veku, man.
It's Vieco.
Veku.
From the old yard, Vieco.
Yeah.
But and even what has hurt me more, they go to Victoria for the national, what do you call it, traditional mass.
Yeah.
And even the Victoria children know, talking about, Vieco is translated from the old yard.
Yeah.
It's the old yard, and you just give me another minute. What we see about Vieco uniform, that was say, Peter McBain is the first person from Waltham that organized a Vieco band. He was the first one, a uniform Vieco band. The name of the band was Seven Against Rome. That came from an old gladiator movie. And the hats were helmets. But people talk about Vieco and dead bodies. And I grew up in a Vieco house. As a matter of fact, the first bell that was rang on a Vieco morning in Victoria was a bell belonging to my grandfather, who was a sexton of the Victoria Church. And he was also the tongue crier. He used to go around and ring the bell to see when people die.
Sakitan pale loti ale imui.
And listen, no, not me, man. And listen, in those days, we knew waterworks. When the waterworks taking water, you used to go around with the bell, and all little train used to be following him. To be saying things. He said, this one went this way. The bell would ring, balang, balang, and he said, when you go, tell you Mumas, water close from 9 to 2. That's better than what I'm now doing us now, because he used to do that, Gov, Victoria, and even up to Sotes. As a matter of fact, when the guys used to go around showing movies, you remember Alan? And them people who used to go around showing movies? He used to go around announcing what the movie should be. And then he describe it. And the more you drink a beer or the more you drink a liquor rum, is more interesting the movie becomes. He did that for a movie in Sotes that was being sold in Sotes. It is written in a book. A Sotes author wrote the book. And how he described the movie, nothing so happened in the movie. The next time he go back, well, he had to run from Sotes to Victoria. Anyway, take care. And have a good one.
Yes, my brother.
Right, bye.
Yes, my brother. You see, when we speak how we live our life, we must walk along with the history. Yes, caller, welcome. Yes, caller, welcome.
Pierre.
Yeah, my brother.
How you doing, man?
Great, man. Good, man.
Hey, Mr. Pierre, I think last month, when they was talking about this Trump and his attitude towards what he wanted to do with Grenada. And then, Mr. Pierre, 42 years I'm in New York. I know this guy. I work on one of his buildings on the west side. That don't mean to say I know him personally. But I remember one day he and the entourage was touring the facility, and I happened to shake his hand. But this guy is a very racial guy. And I heard some brother call and he was saying that Trump have no black on his staff. That's not strange. But that same brother said, I didn't know what I'm talking about. When I talk about Trump, with statement what Trump make. Yusuf, this brother is outdated, man. Trump, forget about him, man.
But he won the election. And a lot of black people supported him. A lot of minorities, Indians and women supported him. Gone? Yes, caller. The number to call is 442-0175, and you could call on any subject matter. We always believe that. Yes, caller, welcome.
Yes, Mr. Pierre, good afternoon.
Yes, my brother, welcome.
Yes, I realize, or I've been hearing a little bit of a story relative to Kennedy Boudlal, and that seems to be ringing a big bell. That seems to be a hot subject matter. But I know Kennedy from since 1973, thereabout. We struggled together, as you might say, fighting against Gary. He and I become fairly close, I should say. But you want, if it's one person you could talk about, no prominent friends, and maybe even two, no prominent enemy, is Kennedy Boulao. That's just the kind of person Kennedy is. And I'll give you a perfect example of that of what actually says that. I met Kennedy in Coquelin one day. At my living St. David, but so I go up every now and then, pass around the place and see what the place look like. There he was on Coquelin Bridge. We get to chatting. And Kennedy said to me, Leonard, what, you see what Bishop did to me? If it was I that was in that same position, I would have done the same thing to him. Kennedy left jail after Bishop and them treat him that way because Kennedy was one of the main factor in the taking over of this country in 1979, along with his bigger brother, Buck. They were the two leading people in the squad that went around and take over this country on March 13, 1979. And Kennedy was put in jail by one of his best friends, you might say, around the time, Bishop. Because that's where Bishop used to be in Tivoli more than anywhere else in Grenada during the time leading up to 1979, or those times. And he and Kennedy was very close. And Kennedy left jail after Bishop did what he did to him. And he said to me, words to the effect that clearly indicates he bear no grudge against Bishop. And I had looked at that, and I repeat that story to other people already, and I look at that as a level of maturity that you don't find in much people in this world. There is that big saying in Grenada all the years that Kit Mitchell stabbed Papa Blaze in the back and take over the NNP party. Let me say something happened the day Kit Mitchell became the leader of the NNP party. I was at McDonald College, not as some party supporter or so. I was a writing person at the time. During those days, I'm always on radio. Almost every week you'll see an article of mine on the newspaper, the Grenadian Voice. And I wrote for other papers too. But that day, Big Ben, Kennedy Bula, and Dr. John Watts, who was the founder of the GNP party, the original founder, and he invited Papa Blaze with him. But as you know, Dr. Watts was a medical, a dentist, and he was not very active in politics as Papa Blaze would have been able to. He was prepared to have Papa Blaze as the leader of the GNP party. And he was the one, by the time Kit Mitchell became the leader of the GNP, of the NNP party, he was the one who advocated that Papa Blaze give up the leadership and have Dr. Mitchell become the leader. Kennedy Bula, Big Ben, and I, with another guy, I don't know the guy, I can't say I could place him. I never know him before, and up now I can't place who he is. We were there together during that day for a while, well enough, discussing these kind of issues and them. So I know the part Kennedy played.
Kennedy is a politician. He's a politician who has been involved in the political process, and he expresses his views and opinion all the time. And that is democracy.
So this is what I'm saying. I know the party played in fighting to have Dr. Mitchell become the leader of the party also. I was there in McDonald College that day. And I know he was very active, hoping and expecting Dr. Mitchell to become the leader.
Yeah.
Now, like, you know, he's a very unstable kind of guy in that sense, where like Andre said. He said his chest is no bank. He don't have no time to keep secret. For people, I just, you know, and I understand that. So that he is the kind of guy, if you say certain things to him, you have to be careful. I remember Kennedy on radio during the time he used to be on the radio a lot with Andre and so on. Refer to BJ as his brother-in-law. All the time he doing it. And I think I spoke to him once about that. That's not something you should have been doing. No. It's amazing how this thing is with Kennedy.
You see,
but that, you know.
Different individuals express the different position, very democratic, very open. You have this discussion in the rum shop all about. People like the politics and they express their views and opinion on it.
And the thing I'm saying too, there are certain things you should say in certain places. There are certain things you don't say in other places. And
but in democracy, you could say anything anyway.
Who you say?
You just stand the consequences of what you say.
But the situation has developed in the NNP right now, where anybody is trying to make it look like Kit Mitchell is wrong about the attitude that he is displaying, where he's trying to push aside certain people.
Yeah, why not? Kit is a big man. He could express his views and opinion. Just as how Kennedy could choose who he wants, Kit could say who he want to.
And not just that.
Nothing is wrong with that.
Dr. Mitchell knows the ins and outs of what is going on inside the NNP party. He held the party together. You know the amount of guys that try dishing Dr. Mitchell all the years? Remember the A-team?
Dr. Mitchell is the most criticized caller. Dr. Mitchell is the most criticized human being in Grenada. And he has been very tolerant to criticism.
Yes, but the thing is that in spite of all and in the midst of all, he held things together.
Of course, he's the best.
And maybe the best team he ever had.
He's the best political leader in Grenada and the Commonwealth.
Mr. Pierre, in 1990, that A-team that was there, the day after the election, the NDC party got the most seats. Now, if you remember, they had to use, what is his name, in Palmis there, to really form the government. There was a big confusion. During that time, I was part of the confusion on the newspaper, because Lloyd Noel and I...
The Governor General did in favor. A lot of, you know...
So, what I'm telling you, that time, the morning after the election, even though I don't take part in party politics that way.
Well, you're always saying that, but I don't know. I honestly don't know why you say you're not taking part in politics. You're a politician. You speak in politics every day.
What I'm saying is that I'm not taking part in party politics.
What does that mean?
Party politics. So I'm not a NDC or NNC.
Well, you're not a member of a political party, but you're discussing party politics.
Yes, I know that to an extent. But the thing I'm saying is that my support has always been based on the kind of person Kit Mitchell is. And I've seen Kit Mitchell way above all the other guys in this country.
Of course, why are you thinking?
And even, you might even combine them sometime. Because I know Dr. Mitchell from a lot of years. Like I said to you, I knew the first time he ran. I was about 16 years. I knew the first time he ran. And I kept that manifesto. But anyway, what I'm saying here is that Dr. Mitchell is aware of what he's doing. He knows what is going on. And there's also, you remember I used the word the last time when he was trying to find a better way of putting things. And I said, sleeper cells. Dr. Mitchell knows very well all the sleeper cells that are about the place. I know that.
Yes, scholar, and I adopted your word.
And I'm not holding no secret, actually.
Yeah.
But the fact is, Dr. Mitchell knows what he's talking about.
Yes, thank you.
Take care, gentlemen.
And I adopted your word, sleeper cells. Yes, the number to call is 4. Yes, scholar, welcome.
Yeah, will we consider Kennedy Budlal to be an honest person? Will we consider KB to be an honest person?
I think
go ahead.
Better let you finish.
No, a question to you, first of all.
When you're dealing with politics, none of us is perfect. So people going to make mistakes.
No.
Kennedy Budlal have always been involved in the political process, and he has always been speaking.
Will you consider him to be an honest person? That's why I ask you.
Well, in politics, all of us fall short.
So
none of us is really perfect.
We weren't going to politics yet, and we weren't going in perfectionism yet at all. I ask you.
Well, that is a
consider him to be
question.
an honest person.
When they ask, when the fella asked Jesus Christ, he said, no one good.
All right, good. Okay, fine. Now, over the years, we never considered KB to be an honest person. Sorry, before I say that, I think KB in this case should have been on the honors roll as a national hero. He was involved in overthrowing the government, Gary's government, and while he was working hard planning with his brother and the others to overthrow the government, Bishop wasn't close by around. Bishop was hiding some way. In case they failed, he would not be he would not be charged for overthrowing the government, treason. So he was hiding somewhere while KB and the others were organizing to overthrow the government.
And it tells you, when we make the point island of conflict, how different our politics is in Grenada to other countries. Because you have people who is not even running for election that plays significant part in the political direction in Grenada. It's complicated.
Yes.
But the NNP convention will be done in 8 days. And one would hope that when the convention is over, the party appears to be united.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand.
Yeah.
Understand. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Take care.
Yes. After party changing leadership after 30 years, different individuals in the party campaigning and lobbying others to support them. So you're going to find frictions. You're going to find, but I'm surprised that there was not more wrangling. I'm surprised that there was not more division. So far things have been going very smoothly. And the NNP members must prepare to rally whoever wins. Say who evolved between the three people, I think it's Emmeline Pierre and Peter David and Dwight, whoever evolved, the other people must prepare to bury the hatchet and rally behind them. Yes, caller, welcome.
Yes, good afternoon once again.
Yes, my brother.
Here is my problem. That's why I don't discuss politics with anybody.
And you're on the last minute, so let's go.
Right. I believe we, as people who put themselves there as leaders, must understand what constitutes a leader, the principles which constitute a leader. And in our good book, it says, in other words, a wise head keep a still tongue. And so leadership falls right there. Even though you have certain situation that is you are grieved by, you have to understand where you are in the leadership scale. Because remember, leadership represents the younger ones, and you have to pass on the one good example. So if you continue as a leader, quarreling, and saying things that is damaging to either people, either yourself or somebody else, that is not a good style of a leader. Yeah? You have to be able to handle things quietly to solve a problem. Yeah? Because you don't want to pass conflict to the younger ones that eventually will create problems for them later. And in Grenada, we are at that stage. We don't understand leadership, roles of leaders, responsibility, and accountability. So we say anything as a leader. as leaders, and we think that is okay. That is not okay. Sometimes diplomacy is just giving a smile. You've got to be quiet. You've got to be wise. And that's why we have in this back and forth with the people who have to govern us. And look at what is happening in the society. We're deteriorating. Look at what is happening in Jamaica. It's the same problem. We have to understand when we claim to be leaders, we have to develop a style of leadership that is almost perfect. There's no excuse. We have to do this. If we feel we're not, but we have to strive for perfection in order to lead and to transform people in the way that we want to see them operate. So these things worry me because I see what is happening to the younger ones. Who's to solve the problem? Yeah?
Yes, scholar.
Have a great day, sir.
Thank you. Yes, and we encourage people to express their views and opinion on issue. And it seems to be that we are concentrating on the NNP convention. And they have in the convention, I would strongly suggest that the NNP institutionalize the convention. And perhaps it's a good thing to have December as your convention month. So every year, everybody knows December is a convention month. Dr. Kit Mitchell was there for 3+ decades. He has been an extremely successful leader, a very tolerant leader to criticism, and he has set a standard and a template. And the NNP must preserve that. And even while they are approaching a major period when they're selecting a new leader, you don't have the conflicts that you had in Jamaica or Trinidad or very many other countries. So it means that within the NNP, yes, if you have, it's the first time we have a woman vying for the leadership in Grenada. I don't think we ever had a woman leading a political party. Franca Bonadine got a position a little while. The doctor said too much stress. The doctor tell her, no, give it up. Too much stress, you go dead. And she give it up. So you have Emmeline Pierre and Peter David. And you're going to find some members of NNP supporting Emmeline Pierre and some members of NNP supporting Peter David. And you're going to find them lobbying for one another. And the Prime Minister could show you weight behind anyone he wants, or he could stay silent. But it is not in Kit DNA to stay silent. Don't expect him to do that. And nothing is wrong if he shows his weight behind one person. And nothing is wrong if Kennedy Boudlal shows his weight behind Peter David. Nothing is wrong with that. So we have to prepare, like if you have a cricket team, a cultural club, any group you have and you're choosing leader, everybody would not vote for the leader. At the end of the day, you want the party rally behind whoever win. Show the support behind whoever win and make NNP stronger. 40 years is a significant period for the survival of a party. No other political party in Grenada has survived 40 years. 40 years is a significant period in history. So the NNP must do everything within her power to institutionalize the party. Make certain you have a convention date and stick with it. Try to have your election as free as possible. So even if there are concerns, but there are not any major irregularities. Because no other political party in Grenada have had convention that appear to be as fair as the NNP. And we want to thank you very much for today, and we're back with you tomorrow between 12 and 1. We may have some challenges on the program tomorrow, and we're not certain we will be there. But if we're not there, we're going to inform you early. Thank you very much.